Hi, I'm Chomse and this is my video submission for the TLSF702 SS2 assignment. I chose to base my project on a grade 12 topic under the strand Life Processes in Plants and Animals. The topic is responding to the environment in humans and the content is receptors, the human eye. This is found on page 59 of the CAPS document. There are two receptors that the grade 12s need to know about. These are the human ear and the human eye. The human eye is the receptor that responds to light stimuli and is what we use to see. The grade 12s need to know the structure and functioning of the human eye. They need to be able to draw and label a human eye, so they need to know where all the layers and parts of the human eye lie. The parts of the eye that the learners need to be able to remember and label are the following: the aqueous humor, the cornea, the pupil, the iris, the blind spot, the optic nerve, the yellow spot, the retina, the choroid, the sclera, the vitreous humor, and the suspensory ligament. The grade 12s also need to gain knowledge on some real-world problems related to the human eye, such as short-sightedness, long-sightedness, astigmatism, and cataracts. So because they need to label the human eye, I thought it was best that they make a model of the human eye, because spending some time doing practical work and building a model might help the learners to understand and get a better grasp on the topic and how the eye looks and works. It is a lot easier once you have seen a 3D image or a 3D model of something to understand how it works, how it looks, and to remember where all the parts are. According to Piaget's theory of cognitive development, experience and using practical work is very important when it comes to learning and developing cognitively. Learners need to be given the opportunity to try things out and work practically in order to learn new things and memorize different concepts. So the range of skills that the learners will be exposed to are following instructions, handling equipment and apparatus, and designing and planning investigations and experiments. This is because in order to build their model, they need to follow the instructions set out on my worksheet that I put together. The learners need to be able to handle equipment such as cutting blades and paint, and they need to be able to use different apparatus to build the model. Lastly, they need to be able to design or plan investigations or experiments. In this way, they need to be able to plan how their eye will look, they need to be able to plan how they are going to make it and the different materials they're going to use, and they need to put it together using that. Learning about the human eye also links to several real-world challenges or problems, as mentioned before. We have short-sightedness, long-sightedness, astigmatism, and cataracts. Short-sightedness is a defect in which close objects can be seen clearly, however, objects that are further away are blurred. Long-sightedness is a defect in which objects that are far away can be seen clearly, however, objects that are close or near are blurred. These two can both be corrected using glasses or contact lenses. Astigmatism is a defect in which images are blurred or distorted because the curvature of the lens or cornea is uneven. It can be corrected using glasses, contact lenses, or laser surgery. Cataracts are a defect in which vision is cloudy and opaque because the light cannot reach the retina. This can only be corrected with eye surgery. These common problems that people often face are very important to know and understand for these grade 12 learners. I strongly believe that building models can give learners a great way to gain knowledge and study their work. They can use these models to teach other learners as well as looking at it themselves to study for their exam. This model will give them a great way to learn and understand how the eye looks inside the eye socket and all the different layers that are involved in the eye. Now let's look at my project. I set a project where the grade 12 learners need to build a 3D model of the human eye, including labels. The learners are required to use materials of their own choice, so it can be different and they can use their creativity. But I did mention that it needs to be a semi-sphere so that all the layers can be seen. I included a diagram which includes all the labels that the learners need to add to their models. I did exclude 3 of the labels because I didn't think that it was necessary to label them. I then included a rubric where learners will be marked according to several different aspects. The criteria they will be assessed on is the shape of the eye, because the shape needs to be a semisphere as mentioned in the instructions. The layers of the eye all need to be included, and they need to be very clear. I then used labels as the third criteria to be assessed, because all of the labels mentioned on the instruction, with the exclusion of those three, need to be shown on the 3D model, and they need to be clear. Then I had creativity, which was tested, where the learner needed to show creativity in their model and different ways of doing things. Lastly, I marked them on the overall appearance of their model, where I looked at how they took time to make sure that the appearance was neat and clear and attractive. Each of these aspects in the rubric are worth 5 marks, and the learner can get anywhere from 0 to 5 for each aspect. This makes the project out of a total of 25 marks. I thought it would be a good idea to show you my model that I put together. I really enjoyed doing this. This is my eye model. As you can see, I've included all the labels using cable ties. It seemed to be the best option. The labels are then shown. I used polystyrene to make the eye, which is a semisphere as said in the instructions. We've got all the different parts, and I've used paint to show the layers, and I did the iris as well as the lens and showed the rest of the eye. Thank you so much for listening to my video, and I hope you have a wonderful day.